Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 2026 Victorian Country Long Course Championships. It is day 3, session 5, the last day of action we have in store for you guys. From here at the beautiful Geelong Aquatic Centre, we've had 2 days of absolutely incredible racing. I think that's the word of the weekend, really. Within these events, we've had some head-to-heads that have been so intense. We saw yesterday some medals decided in literally 1/100th of a second between two swimmers, and that's not just in a 50-metre event, that's in a 400 IM. It's been phenomenal to watch. Sam, what have been some of your highlights?
Oh yeah, that's definitely one of my highlights. I mean, I've got to say that I think last night the relays were so close. I really enjoyed all the relays, and just for that third position, there was like 3 teams coming in all at once. So it's all about the point score. I think possibly some of the multi-class races, because it's some people's first time. So I've really enjoyed watching those. But it's just been action-packed, and it's beautiful here this morning.
We've finally got our blue sky. We've been creeping towards it. Every session's been a little better, a little warmer. That wind is just dying down ever so slightly each time. And the girls behind the blocks now looking ready to begin our session this morning for session 5.
Just a reminder, we do have hot egg and bacon rolls that are out the back behind the water polo shed, so please make your way out the back for an egg and bacon roll. We have the coffee truck, and we also have Funkita and Funky Trunks located out there, so please make sure before you head out before lunchtime to support Funkita and Funky Trunks.
So kicking us off this morning, we have event 86. This is the women's open 200-metre freestyle across the weekend. You will have seen we have age-grouped events as well as our open races. Open meaning that any age group can compete in this one, as long as you get that qualifying time that was set at the end of last season. Already we're seeing 2 swimmers taking it out nice and well here together in the golden lanes, those 2 centre lanes, lanes 4 and 5, and that is swimmers Ava Candy and Claire Matheson, the 17-year-olds from Ballarat, Ava from Ballarat Swimming Club, Claire Matheson from Ballarat Gold. Nice little rivalry already shaping up within our first event. We know our 200-metre freestyle sounds like it should be a fairly simple race. You know, it's not a full-on sprint, but not a distance race. But this 200, it does creep up on you. It's becoming more and more of a sprint race every time we see it swum. So quick time set from heat 1, 2:15.81. All of these girls looking to secure themselves a spot into tonight's final, and that really is the challenge by day 3. It's to be able to back up. You've already had so many swims and so many races. Not overdo the energy levels, because we do have to come back and swim this one again tonight. So Ava Candy on that 2:15, and then Claire Matheson did finish in second, not too far behind. So the girls in the water now for our second heat. We've got 3 heats this morning in the 200 metre freestyle, a nice showing. Most of the girls actually turning up to race, which is really great to see. They do have that endurance, they've done the training, they have the ability to come in on the third day. This is the part where we see people often become a little bit more specific, picking and choosing the events that they want to swim. So they'll enter more and then they can withdraw from them if they choose to focus on something else, maybe if they're feeling a little bit of fatigue. But it is lanes 4 and 6 who are out in the lead. Arabella Johnson in lane 4 from Geelong. Now, she's the one we spoke about earlier, taking the win in the 400 IM last night by 1/100th of a second. It was a really great night for her performance-wise. Good to see after she's just come back from illness. And then out in lane 6, Maya Roberts from South Gippsland Bass. She's also had a phenomenal competition. We've seen her in multiple finals, coming away with a stack of medals, doing really well. So it's those two girls pretty solidly out in front. A little bit of work to be done from our fastest qualifier into this heat.
Yeah, they look fantastic, actually. Really strong and powerful down this last 50. It's a race for the middle lanes.
So Maya and Arabella will come in first and second there. Great swim over in lane 1 by Olivia Bailey. She gets the touch for third. And then Miley Bird finishes in 4th after that.
Yeah, all those girls on a 2:21. Let's hope there's no swim off for that.
See, I would love that.
Oh, I bet you would. Yes, you would, Carly. You would.
It's definitely the one that if you do just scrape into the final, you want to be the one on that top 10 place, not the 11th. It wouldn't be a great feeling.
Yeah, you certainly do. Quite tactical, I think, that swim off for a 200, wouldn't it?
I think so. I don't think it would be about time. It would be about racing.
Yes. So here we are in heat 3, third and final heat of this women's 200 metre freestyle. All to play for on this last day. We haven't made a final. It's all out this morning to try and get into that country championship final. Nicole Briscoe, our fastest qualifier, with a 2:11.58. If she gets within 3 seconds of that, she should be up there as one of the fastest qualifiers. These girls will know, they're in heat 3, they'll know that if they get under a 2:21, then they're guaranteed to be in that final. So they've got a little bit more room to move. Also, most swimmers would be able to look up at the scoreboard and see the time that they've turned in for the 100, know what pace they're going and be able to adjust from there.
I think it can be difficult on day 3, and I know personally I've felt this, is if you've been someone that's been in every event and some relays, you're probably up to around 20 swims by now.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can feel like you're putting in a lot more effort than maybe the time shows. So
Yep.
you can watch the 2 earlier heats and say like, oh, my PB, it's a 2:07, it's a 2:08. I'm fine. I'm going to easily make it in, and you feel comfortable. And then you might look up at the end and you've done a 2:20 or a 2:21.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is a bit of a dangerous game. You do still want to put in a fair bit of effort, especially if you are sitting right out in front like Nicole Briscoe was early on there.
Yeah.
The other girls are starting to close that gap now, so maybe she felt like she had a little bit more energy than she did.
I've got to say, there'll be a bit of muscle soreness as well, I'm sure, a bit of DOMS if, you can swim down, but it can still build up.
The girls will come in to finish. Nicole taking that one out in a time of 2:17 ahead of Isabel Croato, and Hannah Buchanan touching in third.
Yeah, Caitlin Macklin there with a 2:21.57, so there's a few girls on that 2:21 mark. So hopefully that's enough to get her in. All right, we've got the men's 200 freestyle. We have 3 heats of this.
Take your marks.
We've got Cody said in lane 4. As we've said about Cody, he does have that endurance factor, so he'll be able to bring it home in that final 50. He has an entry time of a 1:58.60, the only under the 2-minute mark. Mostyn Lumsden is in lane 5 from South Gippsland Bass. He has a 2:00.60, and Billy Fisher is on a 2:03 from South Gippsland Bass. So let's see what these boys can do this morning.
Yeah, the boys have really had to put in some fast heat performances across the weekend, because we've seen a lot of those youngsters performing personal best in the heats, and being in some of those outside lanes, they've been pushing the centre lanes to actually have to go pretty quickly to try and make the finals.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a real race on between the 4 leaders here. I think lane 5 just has it. Mostyn Lumsden.
Yeah, it went the 2 South Gippsland Bass boys there. Mostyn Lumsden in front of Billy Fisher, and then Cody said just in the middle of them, slightly behind. I don't think he'll be too worried about that. He's definitely a strong finisher down the final 50. Comes from that 1,500 metre background. He's some really great swims at the Victorian Age Championships back in December, and in particular in those 800 and 1,500 metre events. So we know that he has the ability to come home well and back up these races over and over, because he's got that endurance base.
Yeah, that's fantastic to tackle those longer events. Used to be an Australian tradition in that men's 1,500. Carrying on that powerful last 50 from Cody. And that's a 2:02.76 for Cody. Billy Fisher 2:05.11, and then Marley Sutherland 2:06.17. Mostyn took it out, but he's in 4th with a 2:07.62.
Take your marks.
So away we go now with our second heat of the men's 200 metre freestyle, and our fastest qualifier into this one, Shane Asbury, in that 1:58. So another athlete that can break the 2:00 barrier. Sitting right on that 2:00 is Jacob Riches in lane 5, the 15-year-old from Geelong, youngest person in this heat.
Looking good though for Shane Asbury. Very experienced swimmer. Used to swim under our now Australian head coach
Any withdrawals from this final need to be completed within 30 minutes after the results have
Rowan
been
Taylor.
finalised. Please see the technical director for any withdrawals.
He looks very comfortable here, I've got to say.
Yeah, that nice relaxed, almost like a lope stroke, breathing to the one side. Really important that we've seen in the 200 freestyle, especially across recent years, that switch to a more oxygenated stroke, so taking breaths more often. A lot of these swimmers will be breathing to the same side each time, so it's technically breathing every second stroke.
Yeah, he's making sure he maintains that stroke length, and he's also swimming very tactically. He's looking at, next to him in lane 5, Jacob Riches.
Yeah, those two, they've just got that slightly marginal lead over the rest of the boys in the field, and they were breathing towards one another down that third 50, so breathing away from each other a little more this lap, which gave them the opportunity to just hold back on the pace and relax a little bit. They know the other boys aren't too far behind. Jake now, I think that may be the young athlete in him. He wants the win, so he's just picked up throughout this final lap. So he'll take the win from our second heat ahead of Shane. Close onto the wall for third, fourth and fifth there. I'm going to go to the results. It was Zayden Burton ahead of Austin Robbins, and then Brody Cargill just getting out touched on the end there in fifth.
Yeah, so Jacob with the 2:05.53, then Shane 2:06.56, and Zayden 2:07.58. You would expect if you were third in your heat to get into that final.
Take your marks.
Yeah, it's going to be close. I think fourth from the first heat was a 2:07.1. So they're going to be hovering around those 2:07s by the looks of things. We'll see what this third and final heat of the men's 200 metre freestyle can do. Fastest qualifier in lane 4, Ashley Nichols, also another swimmer under the 2-minute mark. And then we go out to Zachary Shearer, who is a little bit slower than some of our earlier swims at a 2:03. So he's going to need to put in a pretty solid effort to stay within his personal best if they want to have a chance of beating those 2:07s on this third day of competition.
Yeah, Ash Nichols has had a big program. Recently had his birthday, so he's 19 now. He's 18 at age championship, so he has aged up. This is a men's event though, so it's all ages. He no longer qualifies as an age group swimmer. I was speaking to him at age championships and he's quite glad of that. He wants to be in with the senior swimmers now, so that's a really good sign that he's moved on and he's going to take on the big guns.
Well, it looks like he's swimming a fairly mature race here, similar to what Shane did in the previous heat. I've just seen him take a few breaths to either side, having a look where the boys around him are. He might need to pick up the pace down this last lap. Zachary Shearer just took off in that third 50 and really gained himself a nice lead. Ash has crept back on the underwater there, so some good skills, and he's just picking up the pace now. He'll probably want to get the touch in first here, but he will know that fairly confidently those first two should be in tonight's final.
Yeah, ever the competitor, Ash. Looks like they're coming in together. Zachary Shearer. Nice, that's a 2:04.07 for Ash. Zach goes a 2:04.54, and then our visitor, Edward O'Connor from Corowa, 2:06.18.
Yeah, so interestingly enough, this heat, one of our fastest heats.
They must have had a look and thought, we better get a mosey on here.
So sticking with our 200s, we move on to event 88. This is the women's 200 metre individual medley for our multi-class athletes. This is a timed final this morning, so once we get those multi-class point scores calculated, that will be our medalists for the day in our 200 IM. And we have, I think, a full 10 swimmers competing in this. Might be missing one. It's a great effort from our multi-class team of girls.
Just a little gust of wind there. The wind is picking up here and there. I think it's gusts of 45k an hour can be today, so
a bit nicer than the last 2 days of 60 kilometre an hour winds.
Honestly. So yeah, once again, we've got outside smoker in lane 9, Ava Dennis. She's also had a big programme of multiple events here.
Yeah, Ava competing across the multi-class events, as well as I've seen her in a few of our able-bodied races, so definitely a big program for her on the cards across the last few days of competition. She goes through in a very similar pace to that set in lane 5 by Sarah Howe. Sarah Howe back at home for her uni break after spending a little bit of time up on the Gold Coast for her studies. Swimming really, really well across the weekend as well.
Do you know what uni? No. A lot of people getting ready to go back or start uni for the first time, coming up, a lot of these swimmers. They'll have been eagerly awaiting their year 12 results and seeing if they've got into the uni of their choice. So
no, we only chat about the fun stuff.
Yeah, the dedication. You've got to say, you know, schoolwork and swimming, the dedication of these athletes is, you know, second to none. Yeah, nice little race going on there between lane 5, Sarah Howe and Ava Dennis. Then in lane 3, we've got Evie Lee and 6, Adele York. So we've got 2 mini races going on.
It will be Ava that gets the touch on the wall just in front of Sarah, and then Evie just in front of Adele. And we'll wait for those point scores to come through. We're looking to see if anyone can sneak a PB here in session 5. We watch Michaela Soko make her way into the wall. Not far behind her, over in lane 8, Tyra Jensen. We do have such a broad range of classifications represented within this final this morning.
Yes, we do. You can't really work out the point score, even with your mathematical brain.
I was going to say, not even I have that power. So our final athlete in the water onto her freestyle lap now, Gemma Cook in lane 0. Her personal best coming into today, 4:46.28.
Getting a lot of cheers, Gemma, from her teammates. Okay, a lot of go Gem, go Gemma.
And she comes down now under the flags to finish off this 200 metre individual medley for our multi-class athletes. Very solid performance there. That time, 4:55. just outside her personal best. And we'll move along to event 89. This is the men's 200 metre individual medley for multi-class.
Take your marks.
Here we go for the first heat of this men's 200 metre IM. These guys have had such a busy weekend too. We've seen them going from 50 breaststroke right through 200 free, 200 IM.
Bungee trunks located out behind the water polo shed. They are here until lunchtime today, so if you'd like to go out and have a look, please make sure you do so this morning. They have some great merchandise there.
Lucky Bellion looking good once again, leading out this 200 IM, followed by Eli Kerr from Warrnambool.
Yeah, Lockie's just been going from strength to strength really lately. Every time I see him race, he's just improving. He must be working super hard in the training pool.
Entry and exit point, which is located behind the starting area.
Getting a lot of points for his team, Lucky Bellion. So Traralgon is one of their stalwart swimmers. He did start at Sail Swimming Club. There's quite a few swimmers from that area that flock to Traralgon with its new 50 metre pool and facilities that it has, and of course Brian Ford with his experience as a swimming coach. But breaststroke's one of Lockie's strongest strokes, and he's just gaining the lead there. In lane 0 we have Samuel Turner, also from Corowa, a visitor. He's just turning onto that breaststroke leg. And in lane 9, Cody Johnson, Naya Two Bays, so Swan Hill.
At the back we have OMG Decadent Donuts. So if you're looking for something sweet and tasty, make sure that you head out the back. We've got OMG Decadent Donuts.
Yeah, just an announcement. We've got some fantastic food trucks here. It's a shame for you people watching at home that you can't order anything, but yeah, there's hot donuts out there. It's making me a bit hungry. Beautiful swim there. Well done, Lucky Bellion. He comes in a 2:35.32, just 1 second off his personal best. So on this day 3, coming through to do those kind of times. Fantastic job. 2:47 there for Eli Kerr. Just off his PB too. So putting in some good times this morning.
Yeah, some very solid swims. And you can only imagine how these athletes are feeling by now after 2 days of heats and finals, and for our multi-class, timed finals as well in the morning. So they're having to perform and then perform again twice in one day at their best. So that top level, some of the other athletes have the ability to hold back a little bit. There's no holding back for these guys in any of the sessions, so they do a fantastic job.
Yeah, they're not far off their personal best time, so that's such a great showing for this day 3 morning.
Samuel Turner makes his way onto the wall, and then Cody Johnston over in lane 9. Just coming down under the flags now. And another one super close to his personal best. So great work from our first timed final of the men's 200 metre individual medley for multiclass. And then we move to our second timed final.
So we've got Luke Wilson here in lane 3, South Gippy Bass, 14 years of age. Blake Warney, 11 from Traralgon in lane 4, and Matthew Skews, lane 5 from Pylong Piranhas.
Pylong.
You know where Pylong is? I don't. Is it central?
It is.
Central Victoria. That's a good guess from me.
Pretty central.
Hello to anyone who's watching from Pylong.
Take your marks.
Hope everybody's well and didn't get affected by the fires. So big shout out to the country Victorians who have experienced that over the past couple of weeks. Our hearts go out to you guys.
Great food options out behind the water polo shed. We have OMG Decadent Donuts, and we have some egg and bacon rolls cooking, and we have the coffee truck. Also, we have Funkita and Funky trucks that are here until lunchtime. So if you're looking for a snack,
Just got a nice thumbs up there from David Bale from Wodonga City.
Yes. Oh, he likes our commentary, does he?
Loves it.
No worries. Well done, Dave.
No, I think he was pretty happy with that swim.
Yeah. Again, really close to his PB. And he goes from strength to strength, actually. See him at all the events, and he swims his utmost at every single one. So, to be hats off to him. One of the older swimmers. More my age, I might add.
One of the more experienced swimmers.
Yeah, well, experienced, that's right. But I like to say, like, close to my age, I've got to take my hat off to him because, I'm not doing that kind of training that he's doing.
So coming towards the end of the backstroke leg for our swimmer in lane 5, Matthew Skews, the boy from Pylong. He'll turn now into his breaststroke.
Yeah, touch turn, no split stroke. See, sometimes it pays to get the oxygen in, doesn't it? Sometimes you just think, right, it's better for me to get a bit more breath and to do my split stroke.
I think there's some different opinions but around that kind of approach into the back to breaststroke transition.
Yeah, I would tend to tell my swimmers they have to do it. But I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt there.
I definitely have
noticed
noticed
he's leading.
a lot more recently athletes choosing maybe doing a flip turn or a crossover turn, but then not doing the split stroke underwater, or vice versa, maybe doing a touch turn so they can breathe for a little bit longer, and then going into the split stroke. It's one of those things that athletes and coaches, that's what that relationship they build is all about, being able to trust one another and have those conversations of what works best for each individual. And some swimmers, they do have that incredible lung capacity to be able to hold their breath from even further than one stroke into the wall and then all the way through a split stroke. Others, that might be an area that they struggle with or they're building on. So right now, in where they're at with their training, that's the best approach for them and the fastest. And what do you want to do on competition day? Obviously, your fastest. So
yeah, it's a lot more compromised these days. Back in the day, it was more like do as I say, not as you want to, kind of thing. Here we go. Nice finish.
well, I hope that all of our athletes feel like they can talk to their coaches about anything. Great little race here between lanes 3 and 4. Luke Wilson and Blake Warne down this final lap of freestyle. And the crowd once again getting into it.
Yes, we have got a lot of cheering going on. Nice little race there, racing into that finish. Great jobs, lads. Getting a nice round of applause there from the Traralgon cohort. Good Warney. So we are to the other end of the pool now. We are with the girls 11 and under 50-metre butterfly. We do have in the final heat, Heat 4, Ivy Ryan again from the Traralgon Swimming Club. She is 9 years of age, so she is the only 9 years swimmer in this event.
Yeah, certainly an impressive feat for 50-metre butterfly. And also, though, like a little bit rude of us to put this 11 and under 50 fly on the last day, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is like, for some of them, that they think, oh no, it's the fly. But for others, I think Georgie Kennett in particular, with the way she swims with her lovely undulating stroke, I think she'll be quite pleased that it seems quite easy for her.
Yeah, she certainly had her work cut out for her with Talia McCubbin, the swimmer from Traralgon. She's pushed her along in every race so far this weekend. Really closed the gap on a few of the entry times, some big PBs from Talia. And in this one, there's only 0.2 between them. So once again, I reckon we could have a good little race on our hands. We also have Millie Kyle from South Gippsland Bass coming up in the third heat. She sits at a 34 entry time. So the other girls at the 32, she certainly has the potential to drop a little bit and maybe do a 33. She could even sneak down into those 32s as well.
Nice underwater work there from Georgie Kennett in lane 4. Lane 5 we have Mia McGuffey. She's looking like, and lane 3 Nellie Gray from Geelong. Second and third looks quite a race.
The 32.56, just outside Georgie's personal best. The record set in 2017 by Molly Cargill, event record 31.40, and then she swam a little bit faster towards the end of the year in a 30.80 for the overall country record.
She looks pretty happy with that. She's kind of looking at her time and a little bit of a shrug of the shoulders, like, yeah, that's okay. So maybe she feels like she's well within herself to have a go at that record tonight.
Yeah, good to see the girls making the butterfly look nice and easy.
Let's see what Talia can do. Looking very comfortable.
Yeah, she got away really quickly in that first 15 metres, already pulling herself out in front for a solid lead.
Peyton McAuliffe there up in lane 8 had a great start from Wodonga City. See if she can keep that up, but looking like lane 5, Jessica McMillan, Bendigo East, might take that out for second.
It's going to be close between her and lane 3, and I think it might have gone to the gold cap. Ariana Edwards from Ballarat Gold, just in front of Jessica McMillan from Bendigo East.
I think her coach is going to have to work on that finish, don't you?
I was going to say the coach has some notes.
Yeah, that's right. To give to her for later.
Some great feedback though. Good on you, Jess.
Good job, girls. Like we say, to be tackling this 50 fly on day 3, So they're very tired now. When you're 11, you're growing during the night, aren't you? And things like that. So, yeah.
Well, that takes a lot of energy
It
as well.
It does.
So our third heat of 4 for our 11 and under 50 fly underway now. Let's see what these girls can do.
I've got to say they're all swimming beautifully this morning. This is quite the race, isn't it, between Ruby Stagg, Zara Campbell and Millie Kyle?
Yeah, very close now between the two girls in lanes 4 and 5. Lane 3 still trying to hold in there. Oh, timing of those finishes, it's once again.
Zara Campbell takes it out. And Millie Kyle, followed by Sarah Franklin. Sarah Franklin gets under that 40-second barrier, which was her entry time, with the 37.64. Here we go for this final heat. Let's see, you know, there's an outside smoker here in lane 7, Samara Johnson, South Gippy Bass. These girls all getting cheered on. Middle lanes, it's quite the race. We've got lane 5, Caitlin Callan and Samara Johnson. Just taking that out was Samara in a 39.57, getting under that 40-second mark. Well done. May Rankin, second, Warrigal, 40.74, and then Ivy Ryan, 41.50. Just behind Caitlin Callan, 41.66. Well done this morning, all of you girls. So we have the 11 boys now. 2 9-year-olds in this, Lee Alexander in heat 2, and also, 3, Ethan McPherson and Sebastian Rodder. But taking this out with some style, Henry Arnott from the Traralgon Swimming Club. Also, we have lane 7, Menzel Cook from Warrnambool, looking quite good out on the edges. But from Shepperton also, Jack Baker and Eric Zhu. But what a fantastic finish there from Henry Arnott, 32.40. He holds the Victorian country record with a 31.29, and Jordan Cargill with a 31.86 has the event record. So hopefully Henry will get that event record tonight. Oliver Young second, 36.3. Eric Zhu third, 36.76. Heat 2, fastest qualifier, Hayden Rawson, 33.04. Nice thumb first entry. Beautiful long stroke. You can see his hips coming up. Great undulation there. He's going really well here, Hayden Rawson. See if Sonny Gorham, Wodonga City can bring in that second place. Henry gets it with a 33.91. Then Sonny second, 37.03, and Benjamin Edgar third, 38.97. Shout out to Ariane Delight Moe, 39, and also Henry May, 39, and Luca Pack, 39. Here we go for heat 3. Riley Bartlett. He's our 36-32 entry fastest qualifier from Traralgon. He is also streaking out there, but in lane 3 it is Cartran, also from the he's from Ballarat Swimming Club.
Yeah, Carl's had a really great meet as well. Traralgon, though, these youngsters, they seem to have a bit of a stranglehold over the butterfly. They're going to have quite a few of the middle lanes in tonight's final.
Yeah, that was a good 35.91 from Riley Bartlett. Eli Hutty, second, 37.62, and Cartran for 38.00. See if these lads can get under that magical 40. Could have grown since they've qualified. Been training over the Christmas break.
Yeah, it's definitely tough as one of the first meets that we come back to after you had your holiday festivities and
Yes.
New Year's, and quite often the old family holiday.
The good thing, Santa's been, and so I'm hoping that all these 11 years were good, and they got what they wanted. Nice from Scott over there. Scott Hudson, Wodonga City. Takes it out in a 41.57. That is a 4-second PB for him. Henry comes from Traralgon, 41.54. And Ryhart Neil, Warrigal, 42.38. Great job that last heat. Okay, we've got event 92, the girls' 13-year-old 100-metre backstroke coming up next. Girls looking ready to go. Layla Van Aswagen from Warrigal Swimming Club is the fastest qualifier into this, the 1:11.50. The country record, though, by Melina Decourt from Traralgon is a 1:05.51. So that is some ask to be getting that time. This is a very close age group, so very, very close, these girls, for the top spot.
I think a lot of these girls as well have done some drops in time across the weekend. The 13-year-olds, maybe a few of them might have had a bit of a growth spurt over the last few weeks because they've been certainly on fire.
Yes. Great starts off the backstroke ledges here. Fantastic underwater there from Layla Van Aswagen. She came out last up, but first out. So
yeah, I certainly noticed a backstroke in the IM the other day. She pushed her way through the field right out into the lead. So we know that she's got a solid backstroke on her. Great to see some good skills from our 13-year-olds. As we come into that turn, she'll lead us through just ahead of Grace Cofield from Bendigo East.
that was a great turn from Grace Cofield there. Then we've got Addison Prout. She is bringing up 3rd place at the moment, and Millie Leher from the Geelong Swimming Club. That'll be a bit close between those two.
Yeah, Millie Leia, Princess Leia.
Yes.
Princess at home, Queen at the pool. So we come down under the flags. Solid finish though from Layla. She really lifted that rate under the flags.
Yeah, that's a 1:12.26 from Leela, with Grace Cofield Bendigo East 1:14.14, and Addison Prout takes out the 3rd place with 1:15.75. You were saying yesterday, Karlia, that the wind, when it pushes the flags towards the finish, obviously the girls will be closer to the wall than they think, and we did just see that from Layla. I think she was surprised that the wall had come so quickly, wasn't she?
Yeah, you can just see it blowing a bit now. It does affect them slightly, and in particular more in the middle lanes, because obviously that's where the slack of the flags is. So when it picks up with those big gusts of winds, it can carry it a little bit. And it just adjusts when you start your count. Now, especially our younger swimmers, they rely so heavily on the moment their eyes are under that flag, that's when their stroke count starts.
That's right.
I think as you mature as an athlete a bit, and I was having a conversation with a friend who we quite casually go and swim now, don't necessarily count as specifically as an older swimmer. You kind of have a better feel for where you are in the pool, and once you do see the flags, it's more of a feeling than anything, and it becomes just a habitual sort of thing. So these girls, they are 13, they do rely heavily on those flags, and it can make a little bit of a difference.
Yeah, we've got Addison Henley turning in 2nd there from the Ballarat Swimming Club. Miley Bird, she is racing it out there with next to her Lee Wen Nu from the Geelong Swimming Club, and Miley from Bendigo East. So Bendigo East having that historical backstroke dominance.
Yeah, it's great to see Lee Wen doing a fantastic job here in lane 5. I know that she's been very unwell leading into this. One of the races previously, she could barely breathe throughout it, so it's good to see her putting together a super solid swim there in the heats. A 1:13. She'll touch the wall in just ahead of Addison, and then Miley in that 3rd place spot. Miley's had such a big weekend as well, doing a lot of those open events and picking herself up a medal in some of those open races as well. So it's harder for those juniors to kind of back it up after all those performances.
Yeah, absolutely. So heat 3 of these 4, Ruby Kenwright, 1:12.78, so that will set her up very well. Emily Croato, we've heard a lot about her in the breaststroke events particularly, with a 1:14.35, and Matilda Thomas from Warrnambool, a 1:16.27.
Yeah, obviously Emily has done some really great breaststrokes across this competition.
Nearly
but
as fast as her backstroke.
She's been swimming phenomenally in, I think, every time she's touched the water. I've made a mention of her because she's just up in the results each and every time. Those girls in the middle lanes, they have gone out very fast here. They've got already a nice separation between themselves and the other girls in the field. Ruby Kenwright, she's done some really great swims from outside lanes, so it's nice to see her in obviously an event that's more of her pet event where she's sitting in a middle lane, so I won't be surprised to see if she's either under that PB this morning or certainly breaks it later on this afternoon.
Yeah, going stroke for stroke, these two girls will probably be able to see each other a little bit. Nice finish from Emily, diving for the wall there, 1:13.67. Ruby gets a 1:14.06. And Ava Hager from GBES, she gets a 1:10.83.
Yeah, Ava from the Gisborne Thunder.
Heat 4, just 4 swimmers in this final heat, all around the 124, 125. Let's hope they can get down to that 120 mark. Have to be out in about a 38 seconds to come back in about a 42 to get that 120 time. So let's have a look and see what they do here. Lane 5, Matisse Aberline from Warrnambool, looking very strong at the moment. And then very close between Ella Featherston, and she's from Ballarat Gold, and Zoe Bruce from the Geelong Swimming Club. And we also have Zaihan Chen in lane 3 from Ballarat Swimming Club in that distinctive red cap.
You always love watching these later heats. See if anyone can do a nice drop.
Yeah, about a 40, 41 they turned in there. So, yeah, they could possibly get under their personal best times.
I think the good thing about backstroke is because you don't have an actual dive, the first and second lap can be a lot closer in split.
Yes, that's right. So lanes 5 and 6 here, Aberline and Matisse and Zoe, they are stroke for stroke.
Yeah, they really are. As they come down under the flags, it looks like Zoe might have the slight advantage, but it's all about who can time that finish. Oh, and Zoe does get there, 124.89 ahead of Matisse, 125.07, with Ella touching in third. A great job from our 13-year-old girls. And we'll move along now to our 13-year-old boys. This is event 93, the 13-year-old boys 100-metre backstroke. We have 4 heats this morning. And behind the blocks, heat 1.
Yeah, these 13s also have the 100 fly this morning.
Take your marks.
So Billy Main in lane 4 from Wodonga City, 106.12 is his entry time. Seen a lot of Billy this weekend. We also have a visitor, Xander Gill from North Albury Swimming Club. He is in lane 5, and even though they're just across the river from each other, he is a visitor. And we have Zihao Wang from the Geelong Swimming Club in lane 3. But Billy Main looks like he is going for it this morning. Turning in about a 30-31.
Yeah,
So,
he's
wow.
gone out really fast in most of his races across the weekend. There's been no holding back for Billy Main between heats and the finals.
You know, it's really good. You can see him testing himself, because obviously it must hurt, but he's just thinking, I'll make it hurt, because why not?
Yeah, it's great practice and it's great training for his ability to race at a higher level.
Nice.
Comes down to touch there. It's a quick time, 106.14. Just outside his personal best, just 2 100ths. It's a slightly different length of his fingernails.
Again, just on that finish, he kind of hesitated before he touched the wall, so if he fixes that tonight, he will smash his PB. Xavier came second, Xander Gill, and then Zihao Wang 1:15.67. So Billy Main quite a bit ahead. William Staggart here with a 109. He's the only swimmer at the moment under that 110 barrier. Only other one apart from Billy Main in the whole programme. Williams from Cobden Amateur Swimming Club.
take your marks.
Bryce Scott in lane 5, he's our second fastest qualifier from the Ballarat Swimming Club, and in lane 3, Zihan Wang from the Geelong Swimming Club.
Well, a really good opportunity as we are missing lane 4 out of this heat. So that to me says an extra spot up for grabs for the final for some of these outside lanes. Let's see what they can do. The pace set for lane 4 is the 106.14.
Nice turn there from Bryce Scott. Yes, you've got a lane, you've got a chance. That's the great thing about swimming. You've got your own lane, so nobody, you know, it's not like open water swimming where you're fighting against each other.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of wins from outside lanes at country championships, especially on this third day. Bryce still out with a nice lead ahead of Daniel Hyatt in lane 6 as he comes down to touch.
Yeah, Bryce there in a 1:12.94 with Daniel Hyatt second from Cornwall 1:16.4 and Zihan Wang with a 1:17.72 from Geelong. Just in that lane 3 starting ledge, sometimes they can be a little bit loose or maybe at an angle. So just in lane 3, Jack Hocking, asking if that can be adjusted. That's right, you've got to ask. We have Shenju Han from the Geelong Swimming Club, 1:10.07, so he's nearly under that 1:10 with the entry time. Patrick Clark in lane 5 from the Geelong Swimming Club with a 1:15 entry time, and Jack Hocking, Bendigo Hawks, we just saw him adjusting his starting ledge with a 1:18.02. Shenju is absolutely streaking ahead here in this heat, turning in about 33 seconds, so he might be trying to get under that 1:10 mark in these heats. Great swim here as well from lane 6, Jack Hayes. Jack obviously can see Patrick Clark next to him, and he's put it in that effort. It's always nice when you can think you're in contact with the other swimmers, but Shenju here coming in 7, 8, 9, just misses that 1:10, that 1:9 mark with a 1:10.99. Patrick Clark second from Geelong, 1:14.32, and Jack Hayes from the Bendigo Hawks Swimming Club. It's a 1:14.67. So that's some great PBs for those boys this morning.
It certainly is. Shengu just needed that 1:10.99 to be 1 second quicker, 1:9.99.
Yes. I'm sure he'll get that tonight. He looked very comfortable. All right, final heat here for this 13-year-old boys 100 back. Ashton Silak is our fastest qualifier from the Ballarat Swimming Club in lane 4. But it looks like lane 5 at the moment, Oliver Knight from Echuca Swimming Club, and also in lane 3, Fred Robertson's really going for it from Geelong Sharks up this first 50. Also Sebastian Wilson there from Wodonga City, he's having a good go in lane 1. So 37 seconds into that turn for lane 3, Fred Robertson from the Geelong Sharks Swimming Club. Let's see if he can hold down this second 50. We have lane 4, Ashton Silak. He's coming through from Ballarat with that red cap on. And then up the top, Jensen Reid from Moe. He's charging down this second 50.
He really is. He looks like he maybe held off a little bit too much in the first lap. He's flying.
Yeah, lane 1 as well. Sebastian Wilson, Wodonga City. He's come through really well. And he takes it. He takes that. Well done, Sebastian Wilson, with a 120.89.
Huge personal best from the boys in Heat 4. This is what we love to see. 6 seconds he's just taken off his entry time. Congratulations to, in fact, most of the boys in that heat, I think, went under their entry. So really, really great efforts and performances from our country swimmers this morning.
Certainly was. The next event is the event 94, the women's 18 and over 200 IM. We have 2 heats of this morning. The 14 swimmers that are entered, we only need 10 for the final.
Further reminder, we have some great food options out the back. We have the barbecue running.
I think we...
Nicole Briscoe has been very solid this weekend. Fantastic. Well, she's a good all-rounder, but very strong on the freestyle. She has been a stalwart at the Geelong Swimming Club for a number of years.
Yeah, she's certainly a leader in and out of the pool for the team from Geelong.
Elena Pistrin, nice to see her back in the water from Traralgon, and also Zoe Jennings from the Geelong Swimming Club in lane 5. And lane 6, Zoe Dowler from Traralgon. So Traralgon are here in force in this event.
Yeah, every point counts today because those point scores.
That's right.
They've been swapping and changing that leader.
Brian Ford will be like you with the calculator brain. He'll be working out where they are. Every swim will be totting it up.
I think the team from Geelong, the hometown, might be doing the same.
Yeah, they definitely would want it. But look at this. Beautiful glide. On lane 3, Elena Pistrin. She's always had a fantastic breaststroke, Elena. Beautifully holding that glide. Nicole coming into the wall. Like I said, she's got a strong freestyle. And then in lane 6, Zoe Dowler from Traralgon. So the Traralgon girls crowding the Geelong summer, and also in lane 6. Sorry. Zoe Jennings, lane 5 coming up. So it's Traralgon, Geelong, Traralgon at the moment.
I think a few of these girls will just be watching.
Nice finish, Elena.
They only need to beat 2 people in their heat to make it into the final pretty much.
2:34.64. Nicole Briscoe 2:39.45 and Zoe Jennings 2:40.05. Zoe Dowler 2:41.58 and then Lara Smith down at a 2:48. So that might be the time to look out for to get into the final here.
Take your mark.
So these women have a few 200 IMs in their career. Very comfortable up this first 50 is Isla Ho. She's had a great weekend so far. Sarah Steinman also. And lane 3, Olivia Bailey. Nice to see her in the pool for Traralgon. Very comfortable, don't want to use their legs too much up this backstroke leg. Pretty much if you do get 4th into this heat, you will be in the final.
Yeah, we only had 6 athletes swim out of the 7 entered in heat 1, so 13 competing in total. Liking the strategy here by Olivia Bailey. She's just looking really relaxed on the majority of the swim, and then seeing those flags, picking up her speed into the wall to make sure she's nailing those turns. It's good practice for when she comes back for the final, that she'll know all of her turn timing is correct, and she's got that ability to do that, but she's not overextending the energy in the swim.
Isla Ho there making it look so easy. Holding her glide on that breaststroke. Looking down. Can't see any of her cap there, which is great. She's looking down at the bottom as she holds her glide. And let's see what they do down this freestyle leg.
I think this is the switch off time for a few of the girls here who know that they'll be in comfortably. Isla's just holding some nice rhythmic freestyle there. Sticking to that breathing strategy. She breathes 2 in a row, and then she was holding her breath for 4 strokes. 2-2-4, which was nice. So she'll take out the second heat ahead of Olivia Bailey.
Yeah, that's a 2:37 for Isla. 62. Olivia Bailey 2:39.40 and Sarah Steinman 2:44.46. And it looks like Celeste Ellis 2:45.27 and Trinity O'Keefe will be getting into that final with a 2:47.50. Here we go for 2 heats of the men's 18 and over 200 IM. Ash Nichols back in the water alongside Cameron Jordan, who's had a fantastic weekend, and Brenton Ford back in the water too. He runs the Effortless Swimming YouTube channel. A lot of masters swimmers, a lot of open water swimmers follow Brenton on there. I would imagine Ash will just take this out nice and comfortably. He's really been working on his backstroke. He does have a strong breaststroke and freestyle. But over at the top, in lane 7, William Blackwood from Warrigal Swimming Club, has really taken this out. The country event record is a 2:08.23 from Cameron Rukini. He got that last year at Mildura, last year's country championships, and the actual country record, which can be done anywhere in the state, is by Jeremy Saunders from 2009 from Traralgon, 2:03.56. Looking very comfortable though in lane 6, we have Jack Lanyon from the Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. His breaststroke does look the weaker of his strokes, and obviously it is a strength of Cameron Jordan's and Ash Nichols. So Cameron Jordan taking the opportunity to push on this breaststroke leg. Can be a mental, psychological game to try and break down someone's psyche to do that. So he comes down this final 50. Cameron Jordan looks like he will take this out. Ash Nichols will just comfortably try and get into that second position for tonight's final. And if Jack Lanyon can hold on, he will have a good place into this final. Coming in to the finish, Ash is giving a bit of a race, but it still goes to Cameron Jordan in a 2:18.65. Ash Nichols from Traralgon in a 2:18.79. And Jack Lanyon with a 2:21.02. Austin Robbins gets 4th place with a 2:23.99. And Brenton Ford with a 2:24.44. And hopefully we'll see, he's 5th there. Let's hope he makes it into that final. We have Dylan Muir in lane 6 here from South Gippsland Bass, the coach at South Gippsland Bass. So he is putting his money where his mouth is really here and getting the points for his team.
Yeah, countries are such a big job for any coach. They're long sessions. You've got a range of emotions from your athletes, and you take those on as well as a coach. You're here for the whole time. So to not only be doing that aspect of things, but also getting in yourself and racing is a tremendous feat. So my hat goes off to all of the coaches who have had a swim across the weekend, including those who competed in our coaches race last night and then turned around and swum again in their final. You guys do such a great job, and I think the parents, the athletes, and everyone here, we're so thankful for all of the work that the coaches do across the weekend.
Yeah, swimming coaches are very dedicated people, getting up early, always the first there at training. Great turn there from lane 6, Dylan Muir. Obviously showing off the skills that he expects from his swimmers.
Yeah, there's that extra little bit of pressure on, I think, when your swimmers are watching.
Oh, it is. I mean, because they'll pick up on every little mistake.
Oh, absolutely. Every single one of them. It's a nice breaststroke leg here by Brandon Wilson in lane 5. He has come now right up alongside Dylan as we come into the 150-metre turn. And I think the 3 middle lanes just sitting back a little bit there, 2, 3, and 4.
Yeah, this is going to be pretty close. So we're looking at a 2:44 to make that final. 2:45. Brandon looking very comfortable. Had a very strong breaststroke there.
Yeah, I think that might have been the plan. Just push it through on his main stroke. And then he's just relaxed home. Very close here now, though. Dylan looks like he'll hold on for second, but 3rd and 4th. It is going to go to lane 2. Aaron Rudge from Shepparton as well. He's touched ahead of Darcy Connell. And Sam Williams comes in not too far behind.
Wow, so there's some great times here. 2:21.38 from Brandon Wilson, Shepparton. Dylan Muir, South Gibby Backs, 2:26.52. Then Aaron Rudge, 2:27. Darcy Connell, 2:28.43. Sam Wells, 2:29. Jack McKinsey, 2:35.65. And Jack Polker, a 2:35 also. So I think all of those
They could be going through. Well, if you do like a 200 IM, today certainly is the day for you, because in the water now, we have event 96. It's the 16, 17-year-old girls 200 metre individual medley. We have 2 heats in this event this morning.
Yeah, Harrison Main there. We've seen a lot of him this weekend. Sorry, no, it's the girls. Ava Candy, we've seen a lot of Ava this weekend. The butterfly, one of her strongest events, especially the 200 fly. She is a tough competitor, so she won't mind taking this event out. But in lane 7, looking very good at the moment, Ruby Paulette from Traralgon. Also lane 5, Zoe Schneider from Ballarat Gold.
Yeah, this age group, it's a tough one to make some finals in, because you've got a broad range of athletes, particularly in this event, because they come from, we've got some backstrokers, we've got some butterflies, we've got some swimmers who are better at that breaststroke. So we'll see this field kind of swap and change a little bit, and it could tighten up quite a fair bit down the final lap. We'll see what the girls do this morning.
Always the clincher, the breaststroke. Looking very comfortable, very, very comfortable. Ballarat Gold, Zoe Schneider there. But also Ava Candy doing very well up this third 50. And then we have quite a race on. Lane 1, Zara Reynolds from Bendigo East Swimming Club.
Yeah, I think this is about Zara's 3rd time she's ever swum a 200 IM.
Oh, wow.
So I had a quick chat to her beforehand. I think the plan was survive. Doesn't enjoy the breaststroke element so much, so she'll be trying to hold on.
Oh, she's done a good job there. She must have a good coach.
Oh, she's got a brilliant coach in John Jordan.
Oh, she's in John's group.
John coaches, I dance and motivate. That's how the team works.
Great.
The 2 girls in the middle here, very close once again. Ava just overtaking Zoe down the freestyle. As they come in to touch, it will be Ava Candy, 2:32.11 ahead of Zoe Schneider, 2:35.00. A fight for the finish. Maya Roberts, 2:38, and then Zara came home really well in that freestyle, 2:40.47. I'll have to tell her that she's certainly got some energy in the tank that she might be able to put into that breaststroke leg if she gets a chance in a final later.
Well, second heat of this 16, 17 years 200 IM. We have Claire Matheson, Ballarat Gold is the fastest qualifier. Then we have lane 5, Claudia Croato, South Gippy Bass. Very good up this fly. Also lane 6, Laura Landells from Traralgon. Very comfortable. Nice stroke right there from lane 4, Claire Matheson.
Yeah, it's really good actually to see her pick up the stroke rate in the backstroke. As a coach, it's definitely one of the elements of the backstroke leg that I try and get my athletes to focus on. If you can be a little bit more solid, pick up the rating of the arms and almost give your legs a rest, that's going to really benefit you as you come into the breaststroke.
Absolutely. Breaststroke is a leg dominant stroke, so you do need to keep your legs a bit fresher for that breaststroke. Talking of breaststroke, we have Claudia Croato, like her sister Emily, very strong on this breaststroke leg.
Yeah, they had a great little sibling rivalry in the 200 breaststroke that kicked us off for the individual events on night 1.
Yeah, it's really paying off. About three years ago, I think Dylan Muir started to concentrate and do a lot more breaststroke sets in his training, and it's really paid off for those breaststrokers.
So our leaders now on that final lap, and it is Claudia Corrado who is nicely out in front now of Claire Matheson. Bit of a charge from a few athletes down the final 50 to try and touch in that third place spot. Looks like Memphis Johnson just ahead of the crowd. Coming up right alongside her is Genevieve Dennis. Keep an eye on the times. Claudia 2:32.44, very similar to our first heat. Claire 2:36, Memphis 2:39, and then Genevieve 2:40. So I think that will mean Lara Landell does get a spot into the final, and then it'll be close after that. Alrighty, so we've got event 97 now in the water. The boys 16, 17 years, 200 metre individual medley. And as Sam mentioned before, Harrison Main in lane 4. We've seen his brother Billy put together some really solid heat swims. We'll see what the older, more experienced brother chooses to do this morning. There are 3 heats in the boys 16, 17 years, so a few more athletes than we had in our girls. And 3 pretty full heats at that. Currently we have Miller Stott out in front of Harrison. They've pulled away from the other boys. It's a good swim from Jeff Connor over in lane 8. At the conclusion of the backstroke, he'll sit in 4th, just behind Billy Fisher, who had the faster of the last 5 metres in the backstroke.
Swimmers, we've had handed in a single Apple AirPod. If you are missing the other half to your AirPods, please come and see us in the recording area. It was found in the marshalling area, a single Apple AirPod. If you're missing one, please come and see us.
So really solid breaststroke there from Harrison Main. Now to pull ahead of Miller. Jeff still up in that lead group over in lane 8. So it's a good swim from him in the heats this morning. Billy Fisher doing well now, coming right up alongside Miller Stott as they come down under the flags. Harrison Main looking very relaxed. He'll take this one in a 2:22.26. Billy Fisher gets the touch on the wall, 2:24.73, and then Miller 2:26.37 ahead of Cody Said, who finished really well in the freestyle.
Take your marks.
We have an infraction report for event 96, heat 2, lane 1. Feet not turned out during the propulsive part of the kick during the breaststroke section. That's event 96, heat 2, lane 1.
So the boys now into the freestyle leg of this 200 IM. Really close finish here. Just starting to take away Brodie Cargill away from Zayden Burton and Edward O'Connor. Those three were close for that whole first 25 there. But it will be Brodie, followed by Zayden, and then Edward. In this heat, a bit faster than the previous one, so top 5 all under that 2:26 mark.
The results of event 95, the men's 18 and over 200 metre individual medley, have now been posted. Any withdrawals from this final need to be completed within 30 minutes after the results have been finalised. please see the technical director for any withdrawals located in the recording tent. The results of event 96, the girls 16 and 17 years 200 metre individual medley.
So now in the water, it's our third heat of boys. A pretty high standard from that second heat. Now means that 226 is going to be pretty much the cutoff, I think, to make it into the final later on. Pushes a few of those boys from heat 1 into that danger zone. Especially when I think about 5 athletes in this heat come in with faster entry times, so they are going to have to be on their PBs if they want a chance to race it. Turning very close together there was Blake Scott, I should say, and Joshua Fitzgerald. Nice solid underwater though from Blake, pulled himself nicely out in front of Joshua, showing the importance of that transition between strokes. If you can maintain that momentum on the breakout of the breaststroke, you've got quite the advantage, and we tend to see the lead gained in this lap is almost doubled turning into the freestyle, so it will be Blake Scott who turns in first ahead of Joshua. Lane 6 in third there, Hugh Munro from the South Gippsland Baston team. Boys fight down this final 50, keeping an eye on the clock. But very solid there from Blake Scott, 2:17.71, 2:23 for Josh, and then a 2:26.72 for Thomas Costello ahead of Hugh Munro. So it's going to be close for those 9th and 10th place spots into the final. They're both going to be around the 2:26 mark there. Turning our attention back down to the 50-metre start, and it's event 98, the women's 50-metre freestyle for our multi-class athletes. We do have heats and finals in this event, and those will be separated into our 14 and unders. Our fearless 14 and under athletes have done a great job across the weekend, as well as our 15 and overs. Sailing into that finish there, Ava Dennis, what a weekend for her. Almost under that 30-second mark, 30.25. Anna Leighton touches second, 33.13. And then there are quite a few athletes pretty close together. We'll wait for those point scores. Second heat of the multi-class athletes. Sarah Howe almost breaking under that 32-second mark. A few more of the girls sitting around 33, 34.
After the 200 IM, they'll be glad of this 53, I think.
It's a nice feeling getting your longer race done early in the morning and then finishing on a sprint.
Yes. Here we are, heat 1 of the men's 53 multi-class. Going great guns in lane 4, Dylan Logan. .26.11, his entry time 25.99, so not very far off that. Nice swim from Matthew Skews. 30.15, and then Eli Kerr 30.58. Here we've got heat 2. Coming fast and furious here. Riley Blitz, fastest qualifier, 26.77. He really does blitz these races. He is a strong contender for every event. Also lane 5 swimming well, Fionn Ginley from the Warrnambool Swimming Club. And out in lane 6, Max Chandler. Doing very well from Wanga Rada. South Gippy Basses, Levi Jarrett. So 28.01 from Riley, 30.01 Fionn, 32.88 from Levi, and 33.05 from Max. Sam Turner there from Corowa, 35, and Kobe Wilson comes in with a 1:00.75 with a massive 5-second PB. Great start for this final heat. Lane 4 and lane 5, James Logan and Lockie Bellion really fighting it out. Then we have lane 3, David Bale, and lane 6, Ryan McGrain. The Geelong Shark swimmer takes it out. James Logan. Lockie Bellion second, 29.69. James Logan, 29.14. David Bale hits the wall with a 33.86. Not too far off his PB, and Ryan McGrain with a 35.53. Brad Doolan 36.34 and Oliver Jarrett 39.34. Shout out to Byron Doran there from South Gippy Bass. His PB's a 1:23.23. Come on, Byron, get under that lane. Flags, 5 metres to go. 2 strokes. Nice one. 1:25.76. Just a bit slower than his personal best, but great effort from all of those guys. All right, so the 12-year-old girls now have the 100-metre backstroke. Hopefully a lot of these country girls get to train outdoors and are able to swim in a straight line. I know when you train indoors like we do in the city, sometimes it's a bit hard when you do come to do outdoor swimming. National age is outdoors on at the Gold Coast Aquatic Centre. So inexperienced swimmers can be very good indoors, but not that great outdoors. You'll need a bit of practice. Fantastic start there. I especially liked Zara Gilmore. She leans back to do her start. If you pull yourself in, you are actually going backwards to go forward. So now the sports scientists have given the advice that you should be sort of leaning back and just pull yourself directly up for that backstroke start. So Zara doing very well up this first 50. She's got a 1:18.82 entry time. Turns in a 36 seconds, so she'll be pretty much on that. Lane 5, Alexis Hansen from the East Gippsland Water Dragons. Beautifully smooth stroke, very careful with that entry. And I think we've got lane 6, Abel McPherson from the Warrigal Swimming Club. She has a stronger entry point. And then lane 3, Matilda Kenhedi from Warrnambool, streaking down this last bit. But lane 0, Eva Brady from Ararat Swimming Club. What a second 50 she has had. I think she'll come in for third. Yes, she does. Zara Gilmore first, 1:16.33. Alexis Hansen, 1:18.05. Eva Brady, great finish there, Eva, 1:20.14, and Matilda Kenhedi, 1:21.02. Nice times this morning from these 13-year-old girls, and remember they have had the 100 fly earlier. Heat 2, we can see in lane 1, Sophie Platschinder. She's really psyching herself up, flapping her arms. We have Sophie Lee in lane 4, had a brilliant weekend. Sophie Lee training out of Kangaroo Flat, training in that beautiful Bendigo indoor 50-metre pool, just been built a couple of years ago. We went there to do a swim meet short course. Fantastic facility. And she looks very comfortable here up this first 50. Her entry time of a 1:18.94. and she turns in a 37 seconds, so she has a good chance if she can come back in a 41 or less for beating that PB this morning. Lane 5, Junjing Cow from the Ballarat Gold Swimming Club looking very good down this second 50. And also in lane 6, Matilda De Fazio from Benalla, also having a beautiful entry on her backstroke there. Outside Smoker up in lane 8, we have Jordan Camfield from the Geelong Swimming Club. Being used to this pool, she won't mind being in the outside lane. So we have Sophie Lee takes it out in a PB of a 1:17.88, and Cao Jungjin is second, 1:18.97. Matilda De Fazio, 22.71, and Emma Libbets from Geelong Sharks, 1:23.52. The compliments from Sam, or the mistakes, or the mistakes I've been making. you know, what is your boyfriend's name, Colin? Well, yes, guys, I've just been saying about our favourite bit of the country championships. Sorry, I sometimes forget I'm on the mic.
Clearly for Sam it was meeting my
You know
partner.
what? It is. Yeah. The mistakes that I make on air, I am learning by them.
Fortunately, our swimmers haven't made quite as many mistakes as maybe we have across the weekend. As the girls turn down that first 50, it was lane 5. We're going through Claire McQuillan from Traralgon. It's a great swim for her. Pulling away down this second 50.
Beautiful backstroke strokes from these girls, I've got to say. It's a bit of a masterclass in backstroke technique. I've got to say, in lane 5 there, Claire McQuillan, beautifully swum, great finish. Then we have lane 4, Ava Lucas, South Gippy Bass, also diving for that finish. So they were 1:18.25 from Claire, 19:43 from Ava, South Gippy Bass, and Ray Anwill from Bendigo East, 1:21.74. We are saying about the dress-ups on pool deck are fantastic. Everybody really dresses up at countries. There are some pom-poms, there's some fantastic hats yesterday.
The results of event 98, the girls.
So here we go into our fourth and final heat of the 12-year-old girls 100-metre backstroke, and we've seen some really impressive swims in this event. This morning, all 3 girls in this heat sit at that 1:28 mark.
Beautiful stroke there from Florence White from Traralgon.
Need to be completed within 30 minutes after the results have been finalised. Please see the
Lovely head position, head right back. The sign of a good stroke is if you look tall in the water. I don't know how tall Florence is, but she looks very tall as she swims. Coming back though in lane 4, has decided to save herself for this second 50. Isabel Lee from the Warrigal Swimming Club, coached by Paul Myers. He will be coaching her to really plan her race well. And lane 5, Sophie Mackenzie from Benalla, another good backstroke swimmer from Benalla. They've got a few out there.
Well, at the 75, they're on pace to go well under their personal bests as we come through under the flag.
Yes.
Isabel there, 125.73. Sophie, 128.03. And then Florence, she also sneaks in a personal best. It's a 4 100ths, but it all counts. So congratulations to all 3 girls in the final heat on your swims.
All right, so we've got the boys 12-year-old 100 back. Let's see what the lads can do. William Zhang, he is the fastest qualifier from the Geelong Swimming Club with a 1:12.10. Zachary Gray, brother of Xavier Gray from Sale Swimming Club, with a 1:15.09. Beautiful starts there from all the boys. You can see that those backstroke ledges are really helping them get a good start here at the Geelong Swim Centre.
Yeah, lane 8, Angus Turnbull, he flew off the blocks.
He did. He's from Traralgon and he looks like he's going for the points for Traralgon.
Well, this is the day to do it from the outside lanes.
Well, especially on backstroke, nobody can kind of see if you sneak on out there. And yeah, look, he's turning in first and in contention if he can keep this up.
A few of those swimmers in the centre of the pool are going to be a little bit tired from heats and final swims.
But they're looking pretty confident in lane 4 and lane 5. William Zhang and Zachary Gray. Lane 6 has come up into contention. Logan Gibson from Warrigal and his teammate.
So as we come down to touch, it will be lane 4. William, 1:14.45 ahead of Zachary, 1:14.69. Logan Gibson touches in third, 1:17.09. With Bailey Stone just behind him. So really tight between those two boys. Angus Turnbull's done a great swim there as well. I just want to give him a bit of a shout out from lane 8. Held on for 5th place.
Got to say that was a 5-second PB there from Logan Gibson. It's a lot in 100 backstroke. Well done. So we have Spencer Stanley in lane 4. Teammate and Olympian Gaynor Stanley and her son Spencer. Telling her last night, so shout out to Spencer Stanley. He has a 1:12.92. So yeah, that's quite the coincidence. She lives in England and yeah, nice for that coincidence. Lane 5, Zayden Vine from Sale, another great meet he's been having, and he's up there. But also lane 6, not letting him get away, Leo Palmer from Wangaratta Stingrays.
Now the real question is, Sam, are your friends from overseas tuning in? Because we heard yesterday we do have some family and friends from the UK who are listening.
Yes, my mum and dad always tune in. So I don't know if they will be or not, but I think a lot of them were up watching the soccer last night as well. But I've got to say that a lot of people have relatives and nans and granddads. So we'd like to say a big shout out to anyone watching from abroad.
As we come down the second 50, and Spencer really holding on to that stroke rate that he set in the first lap. I think coach will be happy about that. As he comes down to touch, he'll take out the second heat. Almost the same time as the previous heat, I think.
Yeah.
1:14.59.
Yeah, Jack Lomax as well from Seymour came through very well with the 1:21.9. I was just thinking, Kardinia, it's a shame we don't have the ability to have a request or a go to somebody if they are, watching from abroad or from anywhere, that they could sort of they could message in and give their support to a swimmer.
Well, message your swimmer and tell them to come over and say hello to Sam and myself here at the commentary desk.
That's right.
We're over in the corner, hiding away.
We are.
We've been hiding from the wind for 2 days, and now we're hiding from the glare from the sun, trying to be able to see these fast swims this morning from our heats.
It's a lovely day here. So here we go, Heat 3, Ryder Telford in lane 6, Shepperton Swimming Club. He has represented Vic Schools at the National Schools Championship, so shout out to him in lane 6. But leading out in lane 4 is Darby Blackwell from Seymour and District, and following him Samuel Russell from Gisborne Thunder. Looking really good, these two boys.
Yeah, the last of our seeded heats.
Yeah, they've both been well under the 120, so they should feel confident up this first 50.
They've gone through around a 36 and a 37.
Nice.
So that's the pace you want to be at. If through in a 36, you'd be hoping around that 1:14, 1:15 mark.
Yeah, nice stroke here on lane 2. Dylan Dixon from Wangaratta Amateur Swimming Club. He's having a great second 50. Nice swim there, taking it out, Darby Blackwell. 1:12.71, that's a great PB. Samuel Russell, second. And Dylan Dixon from Wangaratta takes that third place in a 1:19.71. Last heat in this boys 12 years 100 back. There are a lot of cheers going on here. We've got Norman Patterson there from the Lara Swim Club. He is getting a rousing cheer here. And he's doing very well. Lane 5, Xander Schwarek from Traralgon Swimming Club. Doing well, but turning second in lane 7 would be Ethan Wilson from Aubrey Amateur.
I'm loving this from the Lyra Swimming Club.
They are really cheering and cheering. So let's hope that Patterson Norman can keep this up. Oh, come on.
Either way, he's
Pato,
given it
the
his
shouting. Come on,
absolute
Pato.
all. I would be shocked if he doesn't do a personal best with this level of support.
Yeah, lane 5, Xander, though, looks like he's really come down this second 50 with determination. Nice finish. And from all of them, big cheer, yes. Thank you to the Lara swim team for that. Xander, 1:24.04.
And 5 and 6 second PBs for those boys in the top 3. So a huge, huge effort, and
I think
a huge effort from the support team as well.
Yeah, I think they definitely pushed him down that second 50. Bit of freestyle action now with our girls, 1500 free. There's Yifeng Sutton here in the middle lanes. She is the higher of the age groups, 15 years, with a 58.76 entry time, which is the only time out of the field under that 60-second mark. So Asia will be pretty much swimming her own race here in these heats. It's anyone's for second place at the moment between Hannah Buchanan, Rebecca Barclay and Tessa Newstead. Down in lane 3 we have Isabella Croato, who's also had a wonderful meet. But Asia taking this out, looking very, very comfortable.
Yeah, Azia, she won the open 100-metre freestyle in a tight finish, breaking that Victorian country event record by about 1/10 of a second. She looked very relaxed this morning. She went 58 in the open event,
Hey,
so we know that she's capable of doing that. I'd love to see her be able to do it again this afternoon. She's gone 101.34 this morning. Pippa Brown in second, 103.73, and Hannah Buchanan 104.07 in third from that heat, that first heat of 5.
So we have Arabella Johnson. She has a 1:00.21 time, so hopefully she will break that minute mark here. Taryn Aldred in lane 5, Geelong Swimming Club 1:02.43, and Isabella Croato from South Gippy Bass in that third position. Very close at the moment. So lane 6, Sophia Graham at Wodonga City has decided to take this first 50 out hard. As I've said before, most of the top swimmers, they're about 0.7 away from their best 50 time. So you really do have to take it out and be brave and hold on. I'm sure they'll be saving that for the final, but you know, you've got to get out there. That's the sports science anyway behind it.
So as we come on to the touch, it will be Arabella in a 102.65 ahead of Isabel, 103.73, and Sophia Graham touches in third, 104.09. So pretty similar times to some of the ones set in the previous heat. Keep an eye on those. This is, I guess, one of the events where you probably do want one of those centre lanes. That ability to race in a 100-metre freestyle, I think, is an important aspect. It is a lot harder to do from out in an outside lane. You know, it is nice to be that surprise package, yes, but it's such a short and sweet race that you want to be in amongst it, and that'll progress you that little bit faster.
That's right. especially with the bright sunshine as well. It's really hard to see across the pool. So therefore, you know, trying to be tactical like that sometimes just doesn't pay off in these kind of conditions. I've got to say that lane 4, Phoebe Balcom, she looks very strong alongside lane 5, Emily McMillan from Bendigo East. So both those girls, Phoebe from Traralgon, looking very strong.
Yeah, I'm keen to see what Emily can do here. She's been training so well this season. Love to see her with this really nice second lap. She's just
fantastic down this second 50.
Sitting behind Phoebe now. Phoebe's breathing towards them, so she has that little bit of an advantage of being able to see that she was trying to make a move, and those two have pushed out. Also doing well here over in lane 7 is Michaela Pistorius. So those two will go 1, 2, 3. Phoebe 103.50, Emily 104.39, and Michaela 105.25.
Yeah, that's it. All right, final heat. Oh, no, sorry. Heat 4 and 5, but it's not seeded. The actual heat is seeded, but it's not circular seeded, so none of the fastest swimmers will be in this heat, but nobody's telling that to lane 5, Sophie Ryan. Sophie's from the Warrnambool Swimming Club. They've had a great meet. Nice, distinctive green caps on the Warrnambool swimmers. Lane 3 is looking great too. Alexandra Wilson, she's from Albury Amateur.
Yeah, well, it's looking like a 104 is going to be sitting in around 10th place for tonight's final, around the 104 mid. So these girls, if you're in the middle, they're 107s. They are capable of dropping a little bit of time. So there's an opportunity here to get a potential sneaky finalist from this heat. Just taking a look at where they are. And I think they're going to be quick, but maybe not quite, about 105. Yep, so it will be Alexandra, our visitor, 105.32, and Sophie Ryan, 107.19. Close and a good attempt, but I don't quite think that'll be enough to make one of our finals. But wouldn't it have been fun to see? Still one more heat, one more chance.
That's right, one more chance. You've got to learn, you've got a chance.
And away we go now with our 5th and final heat of event 102, the girls 14, 15 years, 100 metre freestyle. We've got all 6 girls in the water this morning, all sit around that 109 mark.
Loving the technique there of lane 5, Ella Terrell from Bendigo East Swimming Club. Beautiful reaction. But up the top, we have Luella Boyd from the Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. She's turning first, so she's going for this in this final heat.
Yeah, Ella and Alua.
Yes. Well, she's doing very well outside in that outside lane. And lane 3 as well, coming up, Lillian Spalding from the Geelong Swimming Club.
Well, they had close entry times and they're going to finish pretty close together. Looks
Nice
like
effort,
lane
girls.
4 might have just made a last-ditch attempt there. Amalia from South Gippsland Bass, 108.69, a nice PB for her. Alua Boyd, 109.06, and then Lillian Spalding finished in 3rd, 109.57.
Yeah, Amalia stormed down that second 50. Good job.
Take your marks.
So back to it for the boys, 14-1500 free. Jacob Ritchies has had an absolutely storming weekend, and Xavier Gray from the Stale Swimming Club. There was quite some rivalry yesterday, especially in the relay teams, so it was really nice to see that. So out there in front, Jacob Ritchie's, but it's between 3 swimmers on that turn, but Xavier Gray looks like he's coming through really well. And in lane 6, Rex Brocklesby, South Gippy Bass, doing a great job, and lane 3, Cooper Scott from Wodonga City. So yeah, it's like I want to be in that final, get up there in those heats. Nice job, Jacob. Very close for that second place. So Jacob touches in 57.19, Xavier 58.74 for Sale. Cooper Scott from the City 58.93, and Rex Brocklesby just misses out on going under that minute barrier with a 1:55.
Yeah, so more solid heat swims. A 1/100th of a second personal best for Cooper Scott there.
Nice.
Take your marks.
We have a lovely freestyle name, Alexander Graham, there in lane 6. Alex Graham was an Olympian freestyle swimmer, 100 freestyle swimmer. So, yeah, we like to see, hopefully, Alexander Graham, the junior, will follow in his footsteps. Oliver Dyer, though, looking very good, but it's a bit of a blanket here. And out at the top, who is that? Sebastian Mansfield, Bendigo East.
Yeah, I was having a chat with Seb last night. He's done a lot of races across the weekend, and he was definitely feeling it later in the evening yesterday, but he spoke to me about it. It's all about the points. He's making all these finals. I'm really happy to be getting a lot of points for Bendigo East, and it was actually me that brought up that he's done PBs in pretty much every race I've seen him in, and this one looks like it's going to be no different. This is a fantastic swim from Seb. He's held on down this second 50. The time there, 57.79. He'll be stoked about that, breaking the minute. It's about 5 second PB for him.
Well, you must have given him a good pep talk, Kardinia. You know, it's nothing like, you know, saying, I believe in you.
He's done a great job. He's coached by John Jordan as well, and been putting in some work towards the end of the year. And I think if he continues that, he will see a lot more improvement from him in months and years to come.
So Oliver Callio from Ballarat Gold, 58.02 is his entry time. We've got a few guys under the minute in all these heats, so let's see what they do this morning. It's a very competitive field, so they're going to have to push on to make that final. I think you have to be under the minute to make that final. Beautiful out there in lane 4, Oliver Callio.
Yeah, what a meet he's been having. He's and been firing in the heats and the finals. I love the determination from him.
Yes, looks very smooth. But in lane 5, Troy Oswald from Warrego. Like
so Troy
is doing a great second 50, and then Daniel Wilkie from Geelong Swimming Club next to him.
Troy, one of our 14-year-olds in this 14-15 years age group, doing a great job, and we've got 3 more under the minute there as well.
So we are into heat 4 of 4. Tyler White is the fastest qualifier with a 1:03.71. Let's see if they can get as close to the minute as possible. Nice start from all the boys, and they are really going for it, especially lane 2, Rory Hansen from East Gippsland Water Dragons.
Yeah, really important to take out this first 50 solid because you don't really want too much being held back. It's all about that efficient first lap, being as close to that personal best as you possibly can.
Well, I always think you get the momentum, and freestyle is a racing stroke. So you look across, you know you're ahead, you want to stay ahead, so the adrenaline starts pumping to help you through that second 50. But up there in lane 6, we have Tom McMahon from Geelong Swimming Club.
Yeah, Tom really finishing well here
He
down the
is,
second
and
lap.
Jack Hawkins from Echuca. So it's a bit like the rabbit and the greyhounds. Nice finish though from all the boys. Paid off with a 101.43 for Jack Hawkins, Tom McMahon a 101.59, Rory Hansen a 102.16, and Taj Reed, 102.16, and Taj Reed 102.85. So some great PBs from all those lads. So here is Sia from Sutton back in the water. She's just swum the 100 free. Now she's in the women's 100 back.
Yeah, we'll see how she goes here. It is difficult to back up in two 100-metre events because they are those sprint races. There's a lot of lactic acid that's going to have been built up in the legs. Fortunately, she did have that ability to hold back a little bit in the freestyle. I don't think she's going to have quite the luxury here in the backstroke. It is going to take a fast time to make this final. Already going out pretty quickly is Sarah Provoli in lane 3 and Claire Matheson in lane 4. Claire has been another one of those athletes who's been really up there in a lot of races and backing up throughout.
Nice turn there from Sarah Provoli. Again, lovely head position. Lane 4, Claire Matheson looking comfortable. And as Callie just mentioned, Isia and the lactic acid, not enough time to swim down. Lane 6, Alexandra Wilson from Albury Amateur, doing very well out in lane 6. Bit of a glide on that finish from the Ballarat Gold swimmer.
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some room for improvement. So we just wait for our results to come through. Nice to see the sisters against one another over on the far side of the pool, Grace and Elle, the Cofield girls. I think it would always be fun racing against your sister.
Yeah, that's right. Or not. Depending on who wins.
Bragging rights.
Yeah. So Zara Reynolds, Bendigo East Swimming Club, 16 years of age, fastest qualifier, another fast backstroker from the Bendigo East stable.
Yeah, the 16, 17-year-olds returning after their 200 IM before. And there's a few of them in this event who've done the double.
Lane 7 looking very good though, Pippa Barr. Decided to take it out, going for a PB hopefully here.
Yeah, so as we come off the turn, Nicole Briscoe in lane 5, leading here ahead of Zara. And then sitting in third is Sophie Ryan. And those three have a solid lead over Pippa Barr in lane 7. And good swim down in lane 0 from Zoe Jennings as well. She's fighting it out for that 4th place spot. 4th has a good shot of potentially being in the final as we look to the times for the first 3. A little bit quicker than we saw in the previous heat. So 09 for Briscoe. Zara at a 1:10 as well as Sophie.
Pretty solid, those 1:10 times. So only 3 heats here, so all circular seeded. Mia Roberts from the South Gippy Bass. Lane 4. Experienced Emily Alteri from Terrelden.
Take your mark.
And here we go. They're going to have to get out there and, you know, around about a 1:10, 1:11, you'd want to be getting a decent lane in the final.
Well, as it sits at the moment, a 1:17 is in 10th place.
Right.
1:16 in 9th, and then two 1:14s in
Nice.
8th and
34
7th.
there, turning round. 33, 34. I think she'll be pretty much round the 1:10 point, if not a little bit faster. Emily O'Terry has been a fantastic backstroke swimmer from a young age.
Olivia Bailey sitting right on Maya's hip down this second 50. Celeste Ellis doing well in lane 1. Trying to challenge the two girls on the far side of the pool in 6 and 7, but it will be Maya 1:10.11 and then Olivia 1:10.61. And then we've got 3 girls on that 1:14, so that brings that 1:14 down as our final qualifier into the final, I believe.
We've got a really fantastic standard here in this men's 100 back. The under the minute is quite the standard, isn't it? So when you think we've got Sebastian Christie Crane on a 57.8, Harrison Lane 59.4, and hopefully Zayden Burton will break that 60-second barrier sometime today with a 1:00.78.
The results of event 103.
Yeah, interested to see what the boys do this morning. I think a few of them will go under that minute mark.
Yeah. Zane Poxon swam very well for Moe in the relays last night. Sebastian Christie Crane, he looks in a commanding lead, but very close for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Harrison May next, and Zayden Burton up there as well. Zayden does have a lot of endurance, so expect him to come back down this last 25. Also in lane 6, Blake Scott from the Ballarat Swimming Club. But looking smooth, Sebastian Christie Crane, then a 60.4 second place, and Zayden Burton 1:03.9 and Harrison Main 1:03.4. So the 1:03s are a standard now. So Eben McCarthy has been under that 60-second barrier with a 59.13 from Warrnambool in lane 4. And here again we have Ash Nichols, who has actually been working on his backstroke for his medley, and it did look very strong in that medley. So let's see what he does here. Darcy Connell also 60.5 5-2. He'll be looking to try and get under that minute.
Yeah, some solid,
Probably this afternoon.
solid backstroke dives off the ledge there. Most of the boys clearing the water quite nicely. Good underwater from Eamon McCarthy, the one of our swimmers who has broken the minute mark before. Going out with him in lane 3 is Ashley Nichols. He's had another good meet.
Loving that stroke rate of Emma McCarthy from Warrnambool out there. He's really going for it. You know, you can swim quite easily but still keep up a high stroke rate. Once you get into that rhythm and stick with that rhythm, very good for a fast time. But lane 3 also coming through, Ash Nichols, like I say, working on that backstroke, looking very good, these two. Eamon with a 101.90, Ash Nichols 102.26, and Darcy Connell gets third in a 104.92. So looking about a 104 now to make the final. 103, 104. I think 104 will wind up get in. Heat 3. So this is heat 3 of 3 for the men's 100 back. Jack Lanyon is in lane 4 from Ballarat Gold. He has been under the minute 2.
Getting off to a great start, lane 4. Lane 4 and 5 going well.
We have a guest speaker. Well done, Darcy. Having a go on the mic. Bit of media training there. Good girl.
Darcy Rodder, one of the girls who swam in my squad last season. It's great to have so many of our spectators, the family and friends
Yes.
of our swimmers. Her brother has been racing across the weekend.
Yep.
So the whole family been getting in and having a watch, being able to be spectators, and the kids all dressing up and really enjoying their time here around pool deck.
Really big shout out to the Rodder family then. Darcy having a go on the mic, so could be a future in media there for her.
My whole squad doesn't know it yet, but they're all the future commentators of Swimming Victoria.
Great. Nice finish there. Good job for Jack Lanyon. Next was Thomas Smith from Geelong Swimming Club and Oliver Callio. Again, we've heard that name quite frequently this morning. Oh, 104 will make that final. So we've got the 50s now, back to the 50s, up to the other end of the pool. Girls are all ready. Jumping, swinging their arms, getting ready to get in, working themselves up. Nice bit of practice there from swimmer from Ballarat Gold, Georgie Kennett. Heard a lot of her name this weekend. Just doing a test start there, the starter, because we've gone up to the other end of the pool. It's a whole new starting system up there.
And it's back to my favourites of the competition, the 11 and unders.
Yes.
Brings back such good memories.
Yes, the 11 and unders each year that goes by, you know, suddenly they're the 15-year-olds and the 16-year-olds, and we've been talking about them for 4 years.
So down, heading into that 25-metre point halfway through, Georgie Kennett out in front. Really close between Mia McGuffey and Jessica McMillan in lanes 5 and 6, and then not too far behind them, lane 3, Millie Kyle, and then over on the far side, lane 8, Brooklyn also having a good little swim.
Nice, well done, Georgie. She hits the ball in a 38.41, well under that 40-second mark. second, Mia McGuffey, 43, 45, 06, and Jessica McGuffey, 46, 07. We have Nellie Gray in lane 4 from the Geelong Swimming Club. 42 seconds, 04 is her PB. She's up and racing first.
Yeah, she certainly got the best of the starts, and that's going to help her along in this 50. There's not a lot of time to make up ground when your race only lasts under 45 seconds for a few of these girls. Nellie Gray looking very smooth. She's a lovely breaststroker. I like that streamlined position she reaches through in. Sitting in second, Zoe in lane 5. And then third looks like it could be coming from lane 7, Addison.
Yeah, very nice from the Lara Swimming Club. So a local girl, looks like she's going to get that third place. First, Nellie Gray, 39, 54. Zoe Brown, Ballarat Gold, 43, 69. And get from Lara, 46. Nellie Gray from Geelong. The Lara team are shouting for Brooklyn in lane 8. That's not Beckham, that's Brooklyn Taylor from Lara. So here we are off and running with lane 4 in the lead, Dahlia McGubbin from the Traralgon Swimming Club. And up there in lane 6 we have Summer Davis, 10 from Warrnambool. So she is the younger of the swimmers. Looks like she's going to make this final. In fact, it looks like she could win this heat.
Yeah, Summer doing an incredible job here. Just in front of Talia.
Beautifully
with that
swum.
head position. I don't think she's going to nail the touch though, so there's room for improvement. Looks like she will get a swim later on. Talia McCubbin in second, and then Madeline finished in third there. Some fast times from the third heat.
Talia 43.63, Summer 43.94, and Madeline with a 45.40. Heat 4, unseeded heat. These girls will be trying to get under that 50-second barrier. There's quite a few of them on 50 point. Girls, go for it, get out there. Lane 6 is definitely going for it. Primrose Baker from the Geelong Swimming Club. 50.89 is her entry time. Coming up in lane 5 is Alara Dell. She is from Ballarat.
Yeah, Primrose really took this one out fast in the first 25, and she's extending that lead ahead of the other girls. Alira is close to her, and then over in lane 2, Felicity swimming very well. But Primrose, what a swim from her, 46.11. Nice 4-second drop in time. Alira in second. And then Felicity touching in third.
So now the boys, 11 years, 4 heats of this for them as well. Cartran from Ballarat Swimming Club, he is the fastest qualifier with a 41.14. Let's see if these boys can get under that 40 seconds like the girls did in the... Very even at this age group between boys and girls. And unfortunately, when the testosterone kicks in, that's when the boys tend to get the strength, and those girls have to rely on a bit more endurance, I think. Nice start from all the lads there.
The men's
Up first, we have lane 4, Cartran. And he is motoring along. Beautifully smooth at the front, cutting through the water with his hands. Very smooth, not a lot of splash. Like to see that.
Yeah, he's looking really great here. I like that he hits that full extension and lets the legs come together before taking the next stroke. Those timing issues can be a bit of a challenge for some of our youngsters, but certainly not for Carr. This is going to be a fast swim for him. Just goes under the 40-second mark, 39.84. Hayden finishes in second, 43.38. And then down in lane 2, it was Austin Zhang-Ho from Ballarat Gold who touched in third.
Some nice times from those boys. Henry Arnott is in lane 4. We've seen a lot of Henry. 41.45 is his entry time. And then Shengmin Han from the Geelong Swimming Club. He's got a 45.03, and Eric Zhu from Shepparton 45.95. So let's see what happens here. But going for it in lane 4, Henry Arnott. He's decided that he's going to go for a good lane into this final. Lane 5, Shengmin Han from Geelong doing very well. But on his shoulder in lane 6, we have Benjamin Edgar from the Traralgon Swimming Club, and he is only 10. So Benjamin Edgar taking a sneaky peek at the guy next to him. That's called 40.53 from Henry. Traralgon, Schenken, Geelong, 44.50, and Harry Knight just gets in there from Geelong with a 44.91. Jack Burke on fire from Shepparton. Again, he is going from the start. Lane 5, those not letting him away. Joshua Rodder.
Yeah, Josh did a great relay swim last night, and he has the support team here watching, so he was hoping to try and replicate that one. Really hard worker. He is keeping right up alongside Jack Baker, who holds on to that lead. Also in with a shot here, Riley Bartlett down in lane 3. So the 3 middle lanes out in front. Great finish from Josh. Told you that hard work pays off. That's a good swim there, 44.17.
Certainly did pay off for him. And then second, Jack Baker, 44.83, and then Riley Bartlett from Traralgon, 45.79. I think we might have a Lara swimmer in this final heat. We have Alistair Majetic. He's in lane 4, getting a big cheer from the Lara team. But in lane 6, Lucas Poplia from Benalla. He is 10 years old. Beautiful gliding action, but coming through, the Lara swimmer has picked up down this second 25. Alistair. So it's neck and neck between these two swimmers. Coming up in lane 3 is Austin Lynch, maybe to take, he's 10 to take third place.
Yeah, lane 4 though, just bringing it home to finish off, to big cheers from the Lara team. Great time for him, 47.08 for Alistair Majetic to take out that 4th and final heat of the 11 and under boys 50-metre breaststroke as we come back down to our starting end for our 100-metre butterfly. This is the 13-year-old girls, event 108.
They've got a bit of a hard day today, these 13-year-old girls. They've had the 200 IM, haven't they? And then now they've got the 100 fly.
Lucky those 13-year-old girls are full of energy.
Yeah, they are, that's right.
They certainly have that ability to come
Still
back.
chatty,
And
I would imagine, even after the 200 IM and the 100 fly.
exactly.
Well, Lee Wen-Yu from the Geelong Swimming Club with a 1:08.01. That's a fantastic time for her. Then we go to a 14:60, from Jessica Teufel from the Bendigo Hawks Aquatics.
So we've just done our test start, and it sounds like we are going to be ready to go. Away and racing. Close start through the first 15 as we watch Lee Wen-Yu in lane 4 begin to pull away in the swim element of this 100.
Yeah, Ariane Hall going forward up in lane 6 there from the Geelong Swimming Club. She's got a 1:19 entry time, so hopefully she'll smash that here.
So the Geelong girls will go around first and second, followed by Ava Hager of the Gisborne Thunder, and then Jessica Teufel sitting in that 4th place spot. Lee Wen, though, just really pushing through this second 50. She said see you later to the rest of the girls.
She certainly has, looking very smooth, keeping up such a good rhythm there.
It's going to be a very fast heat swim. I reckon it's going to be right on her personal best. Just slightly over 109.16. Great work in the morning. It will be Ariana Hall who finishes in second there, 1:14.52 for her, and a good second lap by Jessica to touch in that 3rd place spot.
Have Leila Van Aswagen in lane 4 from Warragul. 1:12 is her entry time. Fastest qualifier. And we've heard a lot of Emily Croato, lane 5 from South Gippsland Bass.
Let's see what the girls can do out of this second heat. We saw some fast swims out of heat 1.
I think Emily Corrado's quite the racer, so even though she might think, well, save yourself for the final, I think she's got quite a competitive attitude. I don't think she really wants to, come second. So, yeah, she'll be trying to motor down this second 50.
So Leila leads us around at the 50-metre turn, just about a stroke ahead of Emily Corrado, who is closing that gap just ever so slightly. And then lane 3, Addison Hendley from Ballarat. She's pretty comfortably in 3rd place spot here. Lane 1 doing a good job, Matilda Thomas from Geelong. But it's the 2 girls in the middle timing onto the wall. I think Emily will get there. 1:12.15 ahead of Leila, 1:12.36 with Addison in 3rd, 1:18.03.
You can go home and watch it on KO Park. It's on KO.
Third heat for the girls 1300 butterfly. Out in lane 6, taking it out, Jade Howard from Kangaroo Flat. Looking nice and smooth there.
As we come into that 50-metre turn, it'll be Lauren Davenport in lane 4 who leads us around. A little bit of a look from her teammate, Stella McIntosh, on the wall there. She'll be trying to work her way back into this race. Lane 6, Jade Hayward doing a nice job sitting in second. Let's see who's been training the most here down the second lap. But still Lauren looking really great out in front.
So these 3 leaders are all from Bendigo. We've got Kangaroo Flat and 2 Bendigo East swimmers. Looking very good in this fly.
As they come down under the flags, Lauren did enough work on that first 50. She'll take it out. Stella gets the touch over Jade on the wall. And that will
I bet the
round
school
out.
swimming's very competitive in Bendigo.
Oh, it certainly is. I think across a lot of our country Victorian regions, we've seen some great matchups from some of the swimmers from the Ballarat clubs. And then Gippsland, I'm sure, certainly has a bit of a challenge on their hands as well.
So we just have an extra addition here in this final heat. We've got Zoe Bruce in lane 5 from Geelong, Imogen Walsh, Shepperton Swimming Club lane 4, Zihan Zhang from the Warrigal Swimming Club in lane 3, and in lane 6, Emily Stagg. Emily Stagg looks like she's wearing a banana cap.
We also have the coffee band. Funky Eater and Funky Trunks will be here until lunchtime also. And we have swim merch located.
So as they come into that 50-metre turn, Emily leads us through ahead of Nara with Imogen in third. Liking the recovery on Emily's butterfly here, staying nice and low to the water. Not overusing any energy.
Yeah, she does have a fantastic entry. And arms facing the ceiling as she does recover at the back of her stroke. Lovely finish as well. That's a nice time she's got there, a 1:17.09.
Onto the wall. Brilliant second lap by Zoe Bruce there. She turned in fourth and just came home really well in a 1:29. So a little PB for her too.
Do you need something? I meant like, do you need something to help you feel better? Not like, okay, good. I was in the shower and Alex was just coming with the phone. And I'm like, what's going on? He's like, oh, it's Kiana's mum. I'm like, okay, do you need something? Like, what's going on? Like, you know, like, what's going on?
So we have one of the main boys in this, Billy Main, lane 4, Wodonga City. 1:04.67 is his entry time. They're pretty confident there. And in lane 5, Jack Hayes, Surf Course Swimming Club. Taking this out really well.
Already with a pretty comfortable lead at the 50-metre turn. Billy will go around ahead of Jack by about half a stroke. Turning in third was Guillermo Zavalis Fortunic from the East Gippsland Water Dragons. And then just behind him, Jasper Warner of Moe.
Very nice coming into this final little bit. There Finishing on a full stroke will be important. Yes, very nice finish there from Billy Main. Jack Hayes second. I think we're getting East Skippy Water Dragons there. Guillermo finishes in third, and the Moe swimmer Jasper Warner in fourth. PBs for them, Jasper 2-second PB, Guillermo, he takes a good few seconds off.
Do you like that HEATS swim?
For Heat 2 here, we have two Geelong swimmers next to each other, Wang Zihao and Patrick Clark. Zihao Wang, he has a 1:08.21 entry time. Next to him in lane 5, Oliver Anderson from Bendigo Hawks has a 1:10.01.
Looks like we are ready to go now. That second heat.
At the end of this morning session, could we please have all Barwon Southwest volunteers meet at the recording tent for a photo? We would like to have all Barwon South.
So lanes 4, 5 and 6, the early leaders here for the 13-year-old boys in the 100-metre butterfly.
Yeah, this is Heat 2 of the 3.
Johnny Guthrie out in front. He's going to touch almost identically with Zihao Wang from Geelong and Oliver Anderson sandwiched in the middle of them from the Bendigo Hawks.
Yeah, these boys are really looking strong. It'll be a nice little race for them in these heats. But looks like lane 4, Zihao Wang is just, well, I don't know, Bendigo Hawksham are coming back. Oliver Anderson looks pretty good. It could be anyone between these two. Nice finish there from Zihao Wang. 1:10.51, Oliver Anderson 1:11.08, and Johnny Guthrie gets that third place finish from Mildura Swimming Club. So Bryce Scott in lane 4 is our fastest qualifier in this heat for a 1:08.78. Next to him looks a very determined Shengyu Han from Geelong Swimming Club, and also Raymond Wang from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club. Here we go, Heat 3 of 3. Nice start from our fastest seed, Bryce Scott, going for it. But up in lane 6 we have Xander Gill. He's from North Albury.
Yeah,
getting out there.
Impressed by how well these boys are doing down the first lap. There's no holding back. They're taking it out. They're putting everything on the line, particularly from a few of these outside lanes, such as lane 6 and 7, and those guys just really going after it, and a lot of them have been gaining some personal bests from that bravery.
I think you mentioned it on the first day that when you swim and fly, really, it's hard to swim it slow. So you may as well get your natural rhythm going and keep it going rather than trying to go slow and build it up, because it can just feel so much worse, can't it?
Yeah, as soon as you start that pause, it makes it very difficult to find propulsion. No difficulty, though, from Bryce Scott in lane 4. He's going to take that one out. It looked around a 1.9 high, 1.10 low to my eye. That touchpad hasn't quite gone off, though, so we will wait for the time to come through. Lane 3 doing a good job, finishing in second. Raymond Wang from Ballarat Gold. There you go, 110.18 for Bryce Scott. Raymond, 115.22, and then Xander Gill from North Albury finished in third, 118.81. To wrap up the boys' 13-year-old 100-metre butterfly. And we move on to another 100-metre event, this time event 110, the women's 100-metre breaststroke for our multi-class athletes. This is timed finals this morning. And this one has gone down to just the one timed final. So we originally had 11 athletes and we are down to 10. So those multi-class point scores will be our medalists for the morning, which we've just ticked over into the afternoon.
Have we? Yes, 12:01 here. Wind's died down. Beautiful bright blue in that pool. Looking at all the girls with their mirrored goggles on. Reflective to keep out that sunlight. Funky Trunks here have a great range of goggles.
Yes, they're not here this afternoon, so if you want to get your
quick
bargains, get in quick. Here we go with the women's multi-class 100-metre breaststroke. It's a great start down in lane 1 by Anna Layton. Right up where with the girls in the middle, Brianna Binns and Adele York.
Looking very good. She's swimming at her own stroke. Taking it out really well. Very nice from lane 1. This being reseeded. Yeah, she finds herself, Anna, up there in the lead, but as we say, it's all about the points and being the nearest to your world record in your event. Obviously, the world record, I think, is 1,000 points. So,
it isn't actually exactly 1,000 points. And this is a fact I learnt recently because we saw a race where the winning swimmer got 1,030 something points, and I too thought that, but it's around that amount, and then there's a point system adjusted from there. So
got you.
If it's over 1,000, you've got a very good chance of it being a record, but not 100%.
Nice.
So first onto the wall there was Adele York, followed by Brianna Binns of Geelong, and then Anna Layton holds on for that 4th place spot just behind Sarah Howe.
We have a full heat here. Lockie Bellion will be looking forward to this event. Breaststroke is one of his star events. He is good across the board, but he has such a fantastic breaststroke technique.
Max Chandler's doing a really good job here in lane 2. He's not too far behind Lockie Bellion. And then on the far side of the pool, lanes 5 and 6, really close together, Ryan McGrain and Levi Jarrett. As we come into the 50-metre turn for Lockie, holds that split stroke all the way out to about that 7-metre mark.
Aaron Skinner there from Geelong Sharks. Local turning really well. He has a 151.85 PB and he looks like he might break that this morning. And also Lockie out in the lead. He has a 123.02 and he turned in about a 39, so he's swimming really well. I think he is going to get under that personal best time. Oof, 123.14, so he just misses out on a PB there. What a great swim.
Yeah, fantastic effort from Lockie Bellion after a hard-fought weekend for him so far. Wasn't that tight on the finish there. Only less than 0.2 between our second, third and fourth place athletes coming into the wall.
Oof, Aaron Skinner just misses out on that PB, the 152.
They're a lot harder to get on the third day of competition.
Absolutely.
And Samuel Turner, 2:02.41.
Well, 3 swimmers in this final heat of 2 heats. David Bale there from Wodonga City is in lane 3. Blake Warney from Traralgon, he is in lane 4, and Dane Hornsby from Geelong Swimming Club in lane 5. Blake Warren, the only one with an entry time in this event with a 2:09.65. He has been swimming so well this weekend though. Also David Bale, there is no age limit to doing personal best times, and that dive that he did there is fantastic. So David has a really high stroke rate, sweeping down but looking really good at the moment.
I just love the combinations in these multi-class races of Blake, who's just 11 years of age, coming in, and he's racing against David, who, forgive me for announcing it, but is 52.
Yes.
So there's a little bit of an age gap between these guys, but you see them behind the blocks and they're still having conversations, and it's so great for our juniors to have people like David to look up to as well.
Absolutely, he'll have a lot of experience and a lot of tips to give to these younger swimmers, especially on that breaststroke, split stroke there. He is so good at that. Look at the lead he got on that turn. And that sweeping action at the front, that's what breaststroke is. It isn't really a pull. People call it a pull, but it isn't. It's really like a sweeping down action. And he has really got that down well. And he doesn't have a time here, so he will do a PB today.
Yeah, in our training sessions, we refer to that part of the stroke as the skull. So rather than breaststroke pull, we do a lot of breaststroke skull.
Yes, the sculling action.
David comes down under the flags to finish off his 100-metre breaststroke, the second of our 2 timed finals. For our heat session, Dane Hornsby touching in second.
David Bale, 1:48.24. Very nice. Dane Hornsby, Geelong, 2:01.79. And Blake comes in there with 2:11.83. So we have the women's 100 breaststroke now. These are the final two events, I think, of the morning. The women's and men's 100 breaststroke. I'm just making them swim an extra 100.
I'm sure they are
Don't
a lot
want that.
happier doing the 100 than the 200.
So Zoe Schneider, she's the fastest entry with a 1:14.18. But as we've seen, Emily Croado has been swimming out of her skin, hasn't she, today? Over the weekend, I mean. 1:15.00 entry time, but I think she did go quicker than that the other evening.
Yeah, I was just looking at this start list, and Elena Pistrin from Traralgon, she's also been swimming really well, so she's
Yes.
going to be one to keep an eye on, and she's taking out this first 50 right up alongside those girls in the middle.
Fantastic 50 start this 100 breaststroke from the four leaders. I think it is just lane 4 though. Zoe Schneider from Ballarat Gold. That looks possibly the strongest. Emily Corrado on her shoulder, looking ominous. And also Elena Pistrin showing good form there down this second 50. Emily does take that out though with a 1:16.37. Zoe Schneider, Ballarat Gold, 1:17.11. Sophie McKenzie, South Gippy Bass gets that 1:17.94 for third place. And Elena comes through from Traralgon with a 1:17.95.
Just the 1/100th between those
Yeah,
two.
nothing in it. So I think they will be pretty safe this
I mean,
final. But
we're
never
gonna
say
have
never.
to. We're gonna have to see, because, I mean, I'm just looking at even this next heat. There are 3 girls under 1:18 here.
Well, Claudia, Emily's sister, Cuarto, is the fastest in this. She did have a faster entry time than her sister with a 1:14.60, but there'll be a bit of a race on between the sisters, I would imagine, in this final. Going out really well though down there in lane 1. We've got Sophia Beaton from Ballarat Gold Swimming Club.
Yeah, very fast first 25 from herself and Gemma Bond, who were right up alongside Memphis Johnson and Claudia Croado. But as we come into the turn, Claudia has now overtaken that lead, with Ella Matters turning in second, just ahead of Memphis. And then Miller Abley not too far behind those, so it's a race of 4 off the wall. Memphis just losing a little bit of ground there, and it's the 3 from 4, 5 and 6 who are starting to take away.
It'll be such a shame somebody that is really up there might miss this final. This is a very competitive event. Coming back very, very strongly though in lane 3 is Memphis Johnson. She looks so good down this final 50, but holding on in lane 5, Ella Matters.
So Claudia will take that one out. It is a little bit slower than the previous heat. 1:17 for Claudia. Behind her, Ella, and then Memphis with Miller in 4th.
Yeah, Miller Abley 1:19.22, so I think it's got to be under that 1:20 mark to get you into this final. Very competitive field. Again, Ronnie Matheson from South Gippsland Bass is the fastest qualifier for this third heat.
And another race separated by just 1/100th of a second there.
And we were talking about how close it has been this whole weekend, and this is an event that is just showing that. Nice start though from lane 6, Sarah Provley from Geelong. Breaststroke always used to be her dominant event, but she is good at backstroke and the medley events. So a good all-rounder, Sarah Provley. But just going to touch first, I think it might be lane 4. Rani Matheson from South Gippsland Bass. But again, these 3 front runners. Nice turn though from Sarah Provley. But coming through now in lane 5, we have Taryn Aldred from the Geelong Swimming Club. Another 15-year-old. So this 14-15 age group in the breaststroke is dominating the women's event. That is a very, very strong age group. Looking very smooth, and coming under those flags is Taryn Aldred. And she touches in a 1:16.84.
Very fast there from Taz.
Rani Matheson, 1:19.53. Sorry, Sarah Provley, 1:19.53. Rani Matheson, 1:19.68. So I'm thinking, yeah, hopefully, if you're under that 120, you'll get in, but I'm not too sure.
No, a few of those 119s are going to miss. So a 1922 sat in 8th. So the 16 gets in, and then one more. So I have a feeling third place from that third heat might just miss, according to my calculations.
Well, you've been very accurate, I've got to say.
My only thing I wasn't sure is who came after in the first heat. Because there were 2 117s as third and fourth, but I'm not sure what the time was after that.
Well, looking at lane 2 here, Sophie Lee, young Sophie, 12 years old, Kangaroo Flat.
Well, she might steal another one of those places. If she can be under that 119.5 mark, definitely going to set herself up with a chance.
Well, she looks fantastic. And also in lane 6, we have Millicent from Traralgon. She's only 14 years old. And up at the top, Zoe Benson from Warrnambool.
Yeah, these youngsters, they've seen an opportunity.
Yep.
They want to absolutely try and tackle it, see if they can get themselves a place in the final. They've got 4 seconds to get to the wall. I think they're a little bit outside the flag, so probably not quite going to be there today, but really good efforts from all of them. Certainly set themselves up in the first lap. Sophie Lee, 124.72, and then a 124.86 for Miller, followed by Kayla Wright in a 125.08.
Well, Sophie Lee setting herself up for next year when she's 13 for that national qualifying time with that 124 this year. So, 5th heat of 5. We have Talani Bibi in lane 4 from Bendigo East Swimming Club, Morgan Westbrook in 3, Bendigo Hawks Aquatic, and then Amelie Prince, East Gippsland Water Dragons in lane 5. Swimming on top of the water, I really like the stroke of Morgan Westbrook there from the Bendigo Hawks Swimming Club. Nice timing, and also Talani Bibi. Still pretty close. Amelie Prince just turning around a little bit behind, but these two girls outside are only 14 years of age. Talani Bibi 19, so a bit more experience. But I like the timing and the way that lane 3 Morgan Westbrook is swimming. Nice breaststroke technique there. Looks like she has a lot of potential.
The men's 15 and under 100 metre breaststroke multi-class. In third place and winner of the bronze medal
Solani Bibi comes in here to take the win with a 1:22.25.
And in first place, the winner of the gold medal.
Great time there from Morgan Westbrook with a 1:24.17, a good PB. And also Emily Prince, 27.64.
So some nice swims there from our fifth and final heat of the women's 100 metre breaststroke for our open event. And we look at the blocks now. It's event 113, the men's 100 metre breaststroke open.
Well, here we have the experienced Cameron Jordan from Bendigo East Swimming Club. He has a entry time of a 1:01.35. So just to put that in perspective, that is one of the faster times in Australia for the men's 100 breaststroke.
Yeah, there's not a lot of athletes who can say they've broken the minute mark in the breaststroke events.
Yeah, not really. I mean, we did have Adam Peaty getting right down to that 57.56, but he hasn't reached that form lately, and the Olympic final in Paris last time was won in, I think it was a high 58, so yeah, it's breaststroke internationally has gone back, but Cameron Jordan showing what a class act he is.
Yeah, he's going to be just over that minute mark. He was out in a 29, so hasn't quite set himself up quick enough there. But it's a great heat swim, 1:03.66. I think he'll be all right with that. It will be Dane Schneider who touches in second, 1:07.46. And then third comes from down in lane 1, James Meddings in a 1:10.77.
Well, we have had Will Petrick, who is the Olympian from Victoria, and he's back training at Nunawading. He went a 1:02 in the heats of the South Australian Opens. I'm not sure what he did in the final. I'll have to look that up. Nice to say what a predominant event it is in Victoria, the breaststroke. We've got Sam Williamson, who is world champion in the 50 breast, and yeah, Will Petrick, an IM swimmer, Olympian, but he has a fantastic breaststroke.
Yeah, all of our medley swimmers really been working on their breaststroke over the last few years. I think a great example was Kaylee McEwen, known for her backstroke, obviously started doing IMs and then actually was one of the fastest 100 metre breaststrokers in Australia just from working it for that medley event. As we turn at the 50 metre mark, Brandon Wilson leads us around ahead of Edward Meddings with Austin Robbins in third.
Yeah, he's looking very, very strong in lane 4, Brandon. Nice and smooth. He's from Shepparton. Good swimmers out of the Shepparton Swimming Club. Just losing his cap there, coming in from lane 3, Austin Robbins, but it hasn't affected him. So it's a 1:08.31, a 1:11.81, and a 1:12.01 from Edward Meddings. What's it looking like, Karlia, for the final?
I'm just doing the calculations now. So that heat was just a little bit slower overall. There were 2 110s out of the first heat. So 7th is going to be around that 112 mark. And you'd expect the top 3 in this heat to be around there or under.
The results of event 112, the women's 100 metre breaststroke, have now been posted. Any withdrawals from this final need to be...
Well, this is the final event of this morning. Really going for it, Ash Nichols. Hats off to Ash. He has had a full programme. Just turned 19 years of age, so he is a one to watch for the future.
He's just a spring chicken.
He is. He is a young man that has really worked well all through his career from 10 years of age. Yes, Will Petrick went at 1:02.02, so just over Cameron Jordan's PB. So they'll be ones to watch when it comes to the Commonwealth Games trials this year. 3 swimmers can go to the Commonwealth Games from each country.
This is a really solid swim from Ash.
Nice.
Going to come in at a 10. I thought it was a 1:07. I don't think the clock stopped. So I'll wait for that.
Yeah, it hasn't come up yet, but Reese Hornsby with a 1:11.33, and then Luca Caniglia from Echuca 1:11.58.
Yeah, so I think that means the 1:12.01 from the previous heat will stand as around the 10th place spot.
Fantastic.
The morning session. The afternoon session does commence at 2:30.
Well, that is it from us for this morning. We will see you back this afternoon at 2:30. It's a slightly earlier start. Reminding myself, Sam, it's a 2:30 earlier start. So yeah, we'll be back at 2:30, and it's been a lovely morning commentating with you, Karlia.
Beautiful morning, a beautiful day, and some beautiful racing. We'll see you later.